Let's make some wicked cute tombstones for Halloween. Pick these up at the Dollar Tree and you're going to need at least two. I'm using some just regular black paint from the craft store and a sponge to add black paint all over each one. Once you get a good solid coat of black paint on the front side, I'm going to set those aside to dry. Once they're dry, I'm going to use a piece of leftover poster board, but you could also use cardstock, and I'm going to just use a pencil, trace around the edge of my tombstone and trim that down. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim just slightly on the inside of the part at the top, because I want that to be a little smaller. Then I'm going to trim the bottom in half and each one of the sides in half. This will make it so that my piece of poster board fits right on the back of my tombstone and doesn't overlap each side. I'll check to make sure that it fits inside my edges, then I'll use that one to trace and make a second one. Next, I'll take my black paint and I'll go around all my edges of my tombstone about a half an inch. I'm not worried about getting on the inside here. I'll set this aside to dry, and once completely dry, I'll use my hot glue gun to add glue to the top and both sides of my tombstone. Then I'll press and hold my poster board in place until it cools, making sure to center inside my edges. Now I have a high contrast look between the RIP and the black of my tombstone. Next, I'll use a sharp pair of scissors to cut my craft sticks into 1-inch pieces. I'll keep the little ends, but I'm going to use those on a different project. You'll need 25 to 30 of these little 1-inch pieces. Now I have a little hack for you with these. Lay out how many you need. In this case, I need 6. Then I'll take Scotch tape and stick that to the top of these. This will allow me to pick them all up at once, flip them upside down, lay down a bead of hot glue, and then stick my rest in peace tombstone to the top of it. I'll lay down a generous amount of hot glue again to the back of this, and I'll hold until it dries. Next, I'll add more hot glue to the opposite side. I'll add my other rest in peace, and then I'm really trying to make sure that I line these up together so that they're even. The next step is to add a little bit of hot glue, about a ½ inch on each side across from each other, and add one craft stick to the top. Press and hold this in place until it dries. Now the next part I found super satisfying. It's almost like popping bubble wrap bubbles. When you peel that tape off, I don't know what it is, y'all. You let me know if you have the same reaction if you make these. I use the same method with my craft sticks and tape to cover the sides of my tombstone on both sides. And if I get to the end and I have a space, I'll just add in an extra little piece. Next, ripping off that tape again, so satisfying. The last step is to add in the last 2 little pieces on the top and the side of my tombstone. Just ignore the stick coming out the top. I changed my design halfway through. The next step is to finish off with some black paint, being careful to hit all the hot glued edges without getting any paint on your poster board. The original plan was to add a little black cat to this, and I've completely scrapped that idea. I want to be able to make this so that I can do one of 2 things with it. I want to be able to either put it on a tier tray or hang it on a Halloween tree. So I scrapped the black cat idea and we're going to do something different. So you could stop here. You could absolutely let this dry and add it to your Halloween tree, your tier tray, but I'm going to keep going. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got some of this Pro Flora moss, and mine came from Walmart. That's the cheapest place you can pick some of this up. And I'm just going to pull some of this out and use my hot glue to add it to the bottom of my tombstone. I'm using my scissors to kind of give it a haircut, and then I've left some long on one side, and I'm going to turn that up and make it look like it's growing up the side of my tombstone. Now I do recommend don't be like me, use some finger protectors or something because it's pretty hot. The next step is I'm going to add a little witch broom that I made in a previous crafting tutorial, and I'll link it below. Then I'll use my hot glue gun to add glue to the bottom of my broomstick. Add a good amount of hot glue to the bottom of your broomstick and then just a little bit on your tombstone halfway up. You'll press and hold that in place till it cools with a little bit of pressure in both spots. Now if you plan to sit this on a shelf or a tier tray, you're going to want to take your scissors and trim off the bottom of your bristles on your broom. This is going to make it so that it sits flush. Otherwise, if you're going to hang it on a tree or hang it up somewhere, I'm going to leave it just like this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified when more videos like this drop on my channel. Thanks for watching.